Welcome back. Joining us now, we have Heidi Fritz, a woman with an incredible story, heartfelt, of course, as we are going through Baby Week. Heidi has been a gestational carrier or a surrogate, whichever you have heard before, 2 times for different families. And she's here today to tell us her story. Welcome, Heidi.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you so much for doing this, because I know that, it isn't the easiest to kind of come on and share with the whole world, but we love that you are, because I think there are more and more women out there we're finding that are doing this, that are being gestational carriers. Mm-hmm. So you don't always know about it, but I think I've found I know 4 women personally. So. But anyway, thank you so much for sharing. So, all right, I'm going to ask you a few questions. The first one I have to ask is just share with us a little bit about what is a gestational carrier? What does that mean to those that don't know?
Okay, so it's just it's my body just carrying the child, and it's not genetically related to me. So it's just a temporary house for that 9 months. Mm-hmm,
mm-hmm. So earlier this week we had embryo adoption on.
Sure.
And so that's kind of like the opposite,
yes,
in a way. So that was very interesting as well.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to do this for another family?
Yeah, so a family member of ours struggled from infertility. We had completed our family, and it was at that point we knew that we could help other families when this might be their only option.
Okay. So just did somebody ask you to do that? Is that just something you were like, I just have this?
Nope, I just had this desire and this strong calling to do this.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think that's really special, because I think most of the time that's probably what people think. They just have this calling. Yes. And you obviously had good pregnancies.
I did.
So you knew that it wasn't going to be a big deal
yes,
to do that. So
I did.
Awesome. What type of a process then did you have to go through in order to do this?
So I had to go, we had to undergo psychological screening. I had to be medically cleared by my doctor. Mm-hmm. We had visits to the reproductive medicine clinic. Okay. And lastly, prepare my body for the embryo transfer.
Okay. So quite a bit of work to prepare yourself.
It can be a lengthy process, that's for sure.
Okay, and we're showing some photos up on the screen, of course. And so this obviously is one where you are obviously pregnant at this point too, and yes, I think we just showed your family prior to that. So you have 2 little boys at the top. There it is. I love this photo, by the way. It's so darling. So your family, how did you prepare them for this, and how old were the boys at the time?
So they were 8 and 4, so they were quite a bit younger than they are today, so it was easiest to explain in simple terms through a book. The book was called The Kangaroo Pouch. It was a cute illustrated book that explains what carrying a baby for somebody else looks like.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They have books for everything.
They do.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
A picture book too. So.
Okay, that's nice. So they were right along with you during this process, and I'm sure just, loving that, just as if they were, going to have their own, new baby as well. So helping you along the way, rubbing your tummy, your feet, things like that.
They weren't. I guess they're boys, so I would say that maybe that's not. They didn't get really into that, but they were a great support system for me. Absolutely.
That's good. That's good. So, how much contact then throughout the pregnancy did you personally have with the family?
So I was lucky enough to have the families live within driving distance, so they were able to come to many of our appointments. Nice. That was very special. Aside from the routine checkups, we would talk weekly and sometimes daily.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure they want to be a part of this so much.
They do, and that was very important to me, to make it feel like it was, their experience, that they were carrying the babies. So it was very important to me to always include them.
Yeah, I think that's so important. Yeah. And then, into delivery and everything like that, I'm assuming they would be right there.
They were. So it could look a little different for some in surrogacy, but it was very important to me to have them right in the delivery room. I would say that the hospitals also did a really great job accommodating us after the delivery to allow the families to have their own rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. My gosh, I just think this is such a process that is so special
Yes,
and
it is.
unique
Yep.
at the same time. And I just think all of you that I know, the women that I know that have done this, I'm just like, you have hearts of gold. This is just, I mean, it really is so special.
Thank you.
Gosh. I know when we talked about this earlier in the summer when I learned of you doing this.
Yes.
I know I was just like gosh, it's just amazing. So I'm sure you get that a lot.
I do, yes. It's it's an honor to be their surrogates and carry for them. So it's very humbling experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when it's all, after delivery and the family, I mean, you're obviously in the hospital for a very, short time as well. And then what happens afterwards? I mean, they're going to go home with their baby. Now you've got to adjust back to your own life. I mean, that's got to be a little bit of a transition for you.
Yep. So I had a healthy pregnancies and smooth deliveries. So I felt physically great afterwards. So we just, went on our daily lives, and now we still have a great contact and a relationship.
Awesome. That's so wonderful. And both, I mean, because you've had two, so you've stayed in touch with both of those families.
Absolutely, we do.
Wonderful.
We have an incredible, inspiring relationship. It's something I'm forever grateful for. We have visits to each other's houses, attending birthday parties.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
So you get to see the
Yes.
Oh, that is.
Yep. And then
awesome.
just videos or pictures every throughout the week and stuff. So
That is remarkable.
yes.
Well,
it is.
Heidi, thank you so very much for sharing your
Yes,
story.
thank
I
you for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
I know the viewers too. I'm sure this is something they maybe have never experienced or heard of either. So thank you so very much.
Yes.
for being
Thank you
here.
again for having me.
Yes. Alrighty, stay tuned. Another way a lot of people are growing their families through adoption. We are going to hear Ashley Ray's story on adding to her home next.